Life for All presents Daily Food series, The Word of Life, The Fellowship of Life, and Living Stones for the Edification. The Epistles of John and Peter. Book 7. Hastening the Coming of the Day of God by Pedro. Week 1. God's Judgment on the Ungodly. Saturday. The Judgment over the Ungodly Murmurers. Read with prayer. For the time has come for judgment to begin at the house of God. And if it begins with us first, what will be the end of those who do not obey the gospel of God? 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. When referring to false teachers, Vincent, a Bible commentator, says that their glory consists of obtaining a multitude of followers, so as to achieve fame, exaltation, money, in short, their own interests. Since their main characteristic is dissatisfaction, they seek out people in the same condition. In our midst, for example, when Brother Dong Julang emphasized the importance of colporting, some did not agree. And from then on, the quote-unquote club of the dissatisfied began to be formed. Then GPC and Book Expo emerged, and the number of discontented people increased. When Book Cafe emerged, dissatisfaction was almost widespread. The fact is that there will always be people grumbling in dissatisfaction, trying to drag others along with them. This happened to Absalom, the son of King David, who wanted to usurp his father's throne and used underhanded means to do so. In a sly manner, he would stand at the city gate and talk to people who entered. When he detected any dissatisfaction with the king, he would take advantage of the situation and foment this feeling. By the time David realized it, Absalom had already usurped the kingdom. 2 Samuel chapter 15, verses 2 through 10. People like this are enslaved, as if possessed by demons, and seem to be unable to see anything else. In order to deceive, they create lies and made-up considerations, shaped by their own scheming. Yet the Lord knows everything. For such people, the judgment that was decreed long ago will not delay, and their destruction does not slumber. This is why Peter emphasizes, for the time has come for judgment to begin at the house of God. And if it begins with us first, what will be the end of those who do not obey the gospel of God? Now, if the righteous one is scarcely saved, where will the ungodly and sinner appear? 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 17 and 18. Peter emphasizes that God is the judge, so no ungodly person will go unpunished. Not even the angels were spared from God's judgment, but he preserved Noah, a preacher of righteousness, and his family. When God was about to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, because of Abraham's intercession, Genesis chapter 19, verse 29, he delivered the righteous Lot, who was suffering from the debauched behavior of the inhabitants of Sodom. This shows that God knows how to deliver the godly from trials and reserve the unrighteous for punishment on the day of judgment. 2 Peter chapter 2, verses 5 through 9. When talking about God's judgment, Peter associates what happened in Noah's time, Genesis 6, with what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, chapter 19, verses 23 through 29. This is an evident indication that the immoral and ungodly living was typical, both in the days of Noah and Lot. In fact, if Lot had recognized that God's presence and blessing were with Abraham, and had not turned away from his uncle because of a disagreement between the shepherds, chapter 13, verses 1 through 13. He would not have needed to be rescued from Sodom. I already said once that if I had been in Lot's place, I would have made a point of remaining with Abraham as one family and one flock. By moving away from his uncle, Lot ended up in Sodom.